Concussions, especially in youth athletes, can be stressful for the athlete, the parents, coaches, and others involved. With proper management, including following best practice recommendations for concussion evaluation and return to activity, we can provide the athlete with the best opportunity for complete recovery and decreased risk of repeat injury. It is essential that any athlete who is suspected of having a concussion is removed immediately from activity and sent to a healthcare provider for evaluation. Once the athlete's concussion symptoms have resolved and their healthcare provider has determined it is safe for them to resume activity, and they are given permission to do so, the athlete must complete a gradual 6-step return to activity progression. This progression is designed to place increasing physical demands on the athlete to ensure that they are ready to fully return to physical activity. Each stage should be completed at approximately 24-hour intervals. Thus, it will take a minimum of 6 days to proceed through the full return to play process after they are symptom-free. If during any stage the athlete's symptoms return, the athlete's parent or guardian must contact their healthcare provider. Depending on the specific type and severity of the symptoms, the athlete may be told to rest for 24 hours and then resume activity one step below where they were when the symptoms occurred. Once the athlete is symptom-free at rest and the healthcare provider provides written documentation that the athlete is cleared to begin return to activity plan, the athlete begins stage 1. In stage 1, the athlete is back to regular activities and has a green light from their healthcare provider to begin return to play process. Start with a light activity that does not worsen symptoms, such as short walks. Walks can be up to 20 or 30 minutes in duration and should not be so brisk to increase heart rate. This could be done during PE class, at lunchtime, or during practice. Once the athlete no longer experiences symptoms from their daily activities for at least 24 hours, the athlete can proceed to stage 2. In stage 2, the athlete begins walking or cycling on a stationary bike at a slow to medium pace. Begin with light aerobic exercise only to just increase heart rate. No weightlifting at this point. This means about 5 to 10 minutes on an exercise bike, brisk walking, or light jogging. If the athlete does not experience any symptoms during or after the activity, they can move on to stage 3 the following day. In stage 3, the goal is to increase the athlete's heart rate while adding body and head movements. There should be no head impact activities during this stage. There should not be any helmets or protective equipment worn during these activities. To increase heart rate, the athlete can do moderate jogging, moderate intensity stationary biking, elliptical or stair step, or moderate intensity resistance training. If weight training is added, it should be less intense and for a shorter duration than their typical routine. Activities at this stage can last 30 to 45 minutes as tolerated. If the athlete is able to complete the sport-specific exercises without symptoms, it is okay to progress to the next stage the following day. Stage 4 incorporates more challenging, non-contact drills. The goals of this stage are to add in exercise requiring more conditioning and increased thinking. Practice activities that incorporate skill development but do not include body-to-body contact or full scrimmage. Add heavy non-contact physical activity such as sprinting, high-intensity stationary biking, regular weightlifting routine, and non-contact sport-specific drills. In sports with equipment requirements such as helmets or shoulder pads, the drills should be done wearing appropriate equipment. A penny could be used that is a different color to signify the athlete should not be hit or contacted by another player. Like each of the previous stages, as long as the athlete's symptoms do not return, in 24 hours they can move on to stage 5. In stage 5, young athletes may return to practice in full contact, if appropriate for the sport, in a controlled practice. This stage is designed to restore the athlete's confidence and for the coaching staff to assess the athlete's readiness to play. Again, if the athlete is symptom-free, they can progress to the final stage. As long as the athlete is still symptom-free and there are no other concerns from coaches, teachers, parents, or others, the athlete may return to full competition. By following this graduated return-to-play protocol, we are doing our best to ensure that the athlete is able to meet the demands of their sport and safely return to play. It's important to remember that there are still a lot of unknowns about concussion. If at any time you have questions or concerns regarding performance or behaviors with an activity or school, you should limit the activity and have the athlete re-evaluated by a healthcare professional. There's more concussion information on the OSAA website as well as the Oregon Athletic Trainers Society website.